The lights are off and away they go.
Extremely loose. He's managed to hold on and they get.
He missed the complete. It's crazy stuff.
Side Freitas is on the grass on the infield before. He slides through. He tags Richard Eck.
Good evening and welcome to the Global Sim Racing Channel. Tonight, the Bootleg Racing League 2015 Outlaw Modified Series Season 3. Tonight here at the Edge Auto Concepts 75 at Lanier National Speedway, race number 10 in the 11 Race Championship Series. Good evening, folks. I'm your co-host, Sean Ambrose. Evan Pasoka will be along in just a moment. He hit a water buffalo on the way into the track, but he'll be right with us. And in the booth tonight, twisted and tweaking the dials, Joe Peak. Good evening, everyone. Welcome along here on another Saturday night under the lights with the Bootleg Racing League SK Modifieds tonight. Got a big one on tap here. Championship is on the line with just one race to go after tonight, ending the series at New Smyrna Speedway next week. Man, we get ready to kick this thing off tonight in the Edge Auto Concepts 75. Edge Auto Concepts specializes in automotive identity design, making an immediate and lasting impression matters. So we'll create a consistent and clear visual identity that aligns perfectly with your brand. Your identity design can be delivered via a number of mediums, including signage, livery, apparel, brochures, stickers, websites, video, and social media. Well, folks, we've got a hot one in store for you tonight here. Brian Neff wins his 4th race of the season last week. Big week for Brian Neff. Can he win again from 8th place? Because remember, here in the Bootleg Series, we invert the order from last week. So that's going to put Brian Neff in 8th place. And Ryan Nuss is going to be on the pole tonight. Now, he's sitting 3rd in the championship points right now. And he's looking to make a move tonight. A win would certainly do that. You know, we talk about those points, and right now Neff's sitting at the top with 97 points. Donnie Moore behind him with 90, and Ryan Nuss back there 11 points back with 86. Going to be a really tough task to pull off as these two tonight go battle. And, you know, Ryan's going to need a lot of luck and hope maybe Brian can't finish this race to really catch up. Because when we talk about the points here in the league, first place, 14 points. Second place, 13 points, and on down. You get what I'm talking about. It's tough to gain a lot of spots when there's only 1 point difference spread out here. Gonna be just a really great battle tonight. Let's talk about Lanier National Speedway for a second, all right? 3/4 of a mile. We'll do 28, just a little over 28 miles tonight, 75 laps. Only about 8 degrees of banking, so this is really, we're flat tracking it tonight. The whole track is a passing opportunity. You've got literally 4 lanes to get around. Everybody may have a different line, a different strategy here tonight. We've been here before. These guys know this track pretty well. Fixed setup here tonight. Lucky dogs in effect. Double file restarts. No tire changes. Don't change those tires or you'll lose your point. You'll lose your points tonight. But as I said, that grid is going to invert. These guys are on the track now. They're almost done with practice. Just a couple minutes left. Ronald Henry at the top of the board. Oh, Ron always finds his way to the top of this practice board. Right now at 12.893 he's looking at. Vern Bradley just behind him, 12.919. Everybody looking fast. Nuss right there sitting in 5th. Neff just ahead of him. As you can see, folks, we've got a big one set up here for you tonight. Really looking forward to it. Evans just about made his way into the track. We did talk about that championship. Right now, Neff again at the top, Moore in second. Moore in second, Ryan Nuss in third, Ernest Brown in fourth, Lowell Jewell in fifth with 81 points. These guys right now don't have much of a chance with just one race left tonight, but Tim Knott sitting right back there in sixth. It's been a great season, and it's my understanding that I hear the footsteps now, and he just crawled into the booth with me. Well, everybody just take a second, look to the left, and welcome Evan Pasoko to the booth.
Well, Sean, I guess it's a packed house here at the virtual Lanier National Speedway. It took a little bit for me to be able to get up here, but for good reason everybody's here, because this is that second to last race in this Season 3 championship, the Edge Auto Concept 75 at Lanier. And it's under the lights, and short track Saturday night racing under the lights. It can't get more exciting than that, Sean. And this racetrack is fun because it's wide, but a lot of that real estate these guys don't want. So I feel like we see every single week a lot of guys are going to be fighting over limited real estate, and we've had time now where, as you were just talking about, the championship standings, we've had time for that to evolve, and now if you have a realistic shot at the championship, but we've also started to see a couple of rivalries throughout the last couple of weeks, which always makes it more exciting.
Yeah, we have, and look for those rivalries to pop up tonight. I mean, we've got some great names in here tonight. Vern Bradley, fairly new to the series. Of course, Tim Knott. We know he'll be in the mix. He is every week. Ryan Gavel's back. Brad Spidle's back. Lucas Stinziano returns tonight. John Holcomb back in the field. Just a great one on tap. Practice just finishing up. The grid's been set, and man, we are getting ready to go fast, baby. Looking forward to this one tonight.
And the field is on the grid, and they're going to start to line up 2 by 2 behind the iRacing.com American Childhood Cancer Organization Ford Mustang GT pace car, and we'll rack them and stack them and let you know where they'll line up with a starting grid for tonight's race. Sean was just talking about the grid inversion. That'll give a pole to the 03. How about Ryan Gavel? The whisk entry will start from the top spot here tonight, and outside of him, that 76 machine of Brad Spidle.
Yeah, and on the inside of the second row, that's going to be Matt Shinoski in the number 35 tonight. And just outside of him, the always dangerous, always fast, Donnie Moore in the number 26, Evan.
Ronald Henry, fastest driver in the practice session in the Lone Star Texas Grill number 75 car, will start from P5 on the inside of row 3. Outside him to 14 is Vern Bradley.
Ooh, and there's Big Matt Hoos. There he is in the number 21. He'll start 7th on the inside. Just outside of him, Mr. Brian Neff in the Winn-Dixie 60.
Mike Holloway in the number 4 car will make up the inside of row 5 and 9th. In 10th position is John Holcomb.
Back there, starting in 11th place in the number 13, Tron. We call him Ryan Nuss. Sat outside of him in the 55, Lowell Jewell will start 12th tonight, Evan.
In the final row, as we take the one to go, a very bright number 57, Lucas Stinziano. Going to be very difficult to miss that machine. Tim Knott, shotgun on row 7. We'll round out your 14-car grid. Pace car going to make the sharp left-hand turn, get down and out of the way, and we get set to get this race underway. Pace car down. We're glad to have you with us on GSRC. Green flag flies. Underway we go. The Edge Auto Concept 75 at Lanier is green, and down through 1 and 2 for the first time. No problems for race leader Ryan Gavel. He'll get to the race lead over second on back. That's where all the fun is inside. Seems to be the place to be, though, in 3 and 4. Shinoski jumps to second. The 75 of Henry jumps to 4th.
Evan, did the rest of the field get the memo? The race started and Ryan Gavel was gone, man. He jumped right out there and got a really nice lead right now. Really got it opened up and got clean track in front of him. Everybody falling in line. Looks like the only car playing on the outside right now is Brian Neff back there in the Winn-Dixie 60. He's up outside. Got the 13 just down below him there. But right now, everybody's settled in here. Early days today at Lanier.
And a long way to go. One car sideways down the back to 21 of Matt Hoos, able to hang on to it, but Hoos got way sideways, Sean. I saw that on the first lap as well with Lucas Stinziano turn number 2. Not a whole lot of grip coming off the corner with just 8 degrees of variable banking there. A lot of guys the back end getting chased around, and the inside has been the place to be because of that. On the outside, you might be able to maybe pinch somebody down, but in order to do so, you need a lot of throttle, and right now these guys just trying to keep the car underneath them, not pushing it quite yet, just now 6 laps in of a 75-lap event.
Well, it's low-hanging fruit, Evan. I'm going to take it. Hoos was loose, baby. Up on the outside there, that car just not working too well right now. He's hanging on, though. He's got Tron and Neff just below him there. Those 3 are battling it out, man. Neff almost into the back there of the 13 car. Almost had to put the horn to him. They're stacked up right there. Lowell Jewel hanging in right there. Oh, and up top there, the number 21 there, he loose again there from Matt Hoos. He is still back on the throttle low. Oh,
he's in the fence. Big trouble.
Yeah, now he's spinning. The yellow flag is out, Evan.
What a view for that one. You rode on board with the number 21 of Matt Hoos as that problem occurred. High up in turns number 3 and 4, and you'll take a look right now at the GSRC replay. Up there hanging tough with the rest of those guys down low, but gets a little bit loose into the corner, as Sean had mentioned. Has to chase it up the hill. Just avoids the back straightaway fence. You see it there. He hangs on to it, and then next time they'll head down to 3 and 4. Back end maybe has stepped out a little bit more once again. That time, though, he ran out of space right there. Those open right side tires. Scales the fence, Sean, up and over on his lid. Back on the old 4 tires. That means that he was able to get that car back rolling, and then evidently did had to take the virtual tow down to the pit lane, so he'll try to get that machine serviced and get back out there. But that's another perfect example of Matt Hoos, who started 7th on the grid. Very quickly, you can go from having a little bit of a loose race car down to having a loose race car on the outside of a freight train of cars, and your eyes kind of get stuck looking at them. You get sideways at a bad spot, and you end up on your lid. And we've seen that many a time this season where somebody's race just takes a turn for the worse in a very quick span of things. Sometimes you make a mistake. You have to try to get adjusted to it, get back in rhythm, but sometimes you're just not able to do that before really getting in some big issues.
Boy, and I sure hope I didn't put that on Matt tonight. Always like to see him up near the front, and tough break there for him. He's going to lose a couple laps here. He's still sitting in the pits there, Evan, but man, they're getting ready to go back double file here. We got 1 to go. This race has still got a long way to go, but our leader now, he's on a mission. Ryan Gavel here out to win a race tonight. He's going to try to do it at Lanier. We're getting ready to go, Evan.
Gavel, 8th fastest in practice, continues to lead the pace car down to the way. Green flag drops immediately at the restart box. Back underway we go from Lanier. Outside is still there that time in the front row. Matt Chudowski trying to put up a fight, not going to be able to do it. He'll settle for 2nd and drop back down in line. Spinner right in the middle of the pack. It's Donnie Moore, and big contact behind him.
Yeah, big contact. Tim Knott in that as well. Tim Knott jammed into the inside wall there. Ryan Nuss jammed in there. Donnie Moore jammed in there. 3 cars right on the end of that pit wall right there, sitting in the barrier, stuck and no place to go. Tim Knott finally getting his car back into power, but man, that was a mess.
You see the video replay from high above, contact from the behind right there. Kind of hard to see, but the 14 machine, a little bit hot in there. Vern Bradley hits Donnie Moore, Sean, and what I was just going to say is that Donnie Moore was running in 5th spot. He needs to make up 7 points on Brian Neff. Well, both him and Neff were involved in that incident, so that might not benefit or hurt either of them. It would allow maybe Ryan Nuss to close in a little bit in the 13, but in hopes of making up 11 points in 2 races in this series, which we have seen it being so difficult to get any sort of an advantage, I don't think that would be much in that department, but it was looking good at the time for Donnie Moore. Moore falls 2 laps down, and Brian Neff stays on the lead lap. That could very well be the final nail in the coffin for Donnie Moore's championship hopes.
Well, I know they got that one fast repair, but Knott decides to stay out right now, and got to be wondering what he's thinking there. And Neff, he got his repaired. Car looking pretty good right now, so we'll see here on the restart. But yeah, man, that was a wicked one here early in this race. Not sure exactly what that means for Donnie Moore right now, but it is a shame to see him out of this thing already.
Moore right now 3 laps down, and he's taking that virtual tow, so he has about 2-3 minutes from when he takes that virtual tow before he's allowed to go. He can get that car fixed, as you mentioned, Sean, but the problem is 4 laps down, it would take him some time to get back to the lead lap, and if you even get 3 yellows to the point where he'd be just 1 lap down at that point, if there's that many incidents, you would expect somebody to be in front of him for the lucky dog spot. Nonetheless, don't expect Donnie Moore to give up, but right now, things not looking like they're going to be going his way quite to this extent. The pace car going to get down to the way yet again, doubled up already. Lap number 19 going to go into the books this time. Gavel, much better restart that time. Sean, he'll blow the outside out of the water, down to turn number 1, no competition. Matt Shadowski is going to enjoy that. The Lone Star Texas Club number 75 machine goes from 3rd to 2nd down low.
Man, Gavel just can really get on that throttle, man, on those starts. Just another perfect one there for him. That last one wasn't great, but this one was. And right now, he holds that lead on Ronald Henry. Now, we know Ronald Henry's fast. He was the fastest one in practice. And if anybody can get to Ryan right now, it's got to be Ronald Henry. But can he get by him? That's the question. Matt Shadowski's still hanging in there. I'm hearing some. Oh, we got him wrecking there across start finish line. Evan, yellow flags out.
More trouble for Brian Neff. The number 60 Winn-Dixie machine is turned around. Caution flag is out. Much more trouble down into corner number 1. Neff gets turned around after contact with back end of the 40 with a Tim Knott as well. John Holcomb involved, but 2 incidents simultaneously. You'll see that contact at a 4, but then in the forefront of the camera, Lowell Jewell, he gets into the mix of things as well with 2 other cars and a multiple sets of about 2-3 car incidents twice happening at the same time are going to bring a lot of these drivers down to the pit lane. Brian Neff, though, Sean, still feeling like that preserving that lead lap status is the most important thing that he can do now. He'll continue to stay out. Other drivers coming down to get service.
Yeah, well, the number 4 there, Mike Holloway, he checks up coming off a 4 and looking there and not had nowhere to go. He gets into the back there of Holloway, and then of course the number 60 there, Brian F. He gets caught up in that tough break there. Still so early in this race right now, and such a long ways to go. Neff just trying to keep the car on the track right now and stay out of trouble, but he's brought it down. Going to try and get that thing repaired and he'll use up that fast repair.
But Neff does come down, he'll get that car fixed, and he'll get back out on track. So he does have a clean machine, but now, again, he no longer has that quick repair in the back pocket. The good news for him is that Donnie Moore's back out on track. That could be good news as well, Sean, for Donnie Moore. But problem is, Lucas Stenziano is now 11th, 1 lap down. Vern Bradley is 12th, 2 laps down. Those drivers, as long as they're not involved in incidents, would get, to some sort of an extent, the precedence on the wave bias. However, since they were both involved in their most recent one, Donnie Moore is going to go from 5 to 4 laps down. So I think, maybe Brian Neff realizing, Sean, that if these yellows continue, might want to get a quick race car because who knows what's going to happen. Yellow fever early at Lanier, and we get set to go back green. Restart going to be delayed, though. 1 circuit. Everybody at the back still trying to get lined up.
Well, this is such I talked about it in the opening, man. This is some flat track racing here tonight, and with all the area to run off, if you will, that makes side-by-side a tricky proposition. Tough to keep these cars stuck in the groove at speed, and as those tires start to heat up, they really want to run off up into that wall as you try to get back on that pedal. That's why you'll see these cars kind of spinning by themselves without a little bit of help. But man, once they get a little help, they're awful hard to slow down, Evan. And we've seen that already tonight, and the kind of damage it can bring. But we'll have 1 to go here. Get back to some racing. I wouldn't count on a yellow flag. We could certainly get one, but man, we've seen these guys run a lot of green flag laps before. It could happen right here with 45 to go.
That time by, you saw the lights go back on at a 4, so 2 laps being added to this caution lap total. Restart going to be coming up to complete lap number 29, and 30 will go into the works. Green flag flies, back underway we go. 46 laps to home for Ryan Gavel, 8th fastest in practice, continuing to lead this race over the fastest man here tonight. What can Ronald Henry do for the top spot? He's able to hang on to 2nd. Shinoski and Speidel decide to fight for 3rd.
Nuss back there lurking, man, sitting in 5th place. He's keeping that car hugging the bottom there, getting a lot of speed off the turns, bringing it down back inside again. Got Speidel up there just above him. No, I'm sorry, that's not Speidel. That's John Holcomb up there with him. But man, those guys are running side by side racing. Oh, Stinziano is off the pedal. Brian Neff almost got into him. Stinziano almost sent that car around. He's able to save it. Neff able to get by just safely.
Second time Stinziano's had problems. The 69 of John Holcomb sideways at a quarter number 4, and he will hang on though. Big checkup, and everybody trying to go to the high side, but a good job nobody else gets into that incident. Turn 2, not a fun place to be. We'll take a look at the replay right now for that 69 machine of Holcomb on the inside of the racetrack. A little bit sideways down to the apron to hang on to it. Thankfully, did not overcorrect and come back up the hill. We take a look once again back at the fight inside of the top 5. Shadowski was able to win the fight for 3rd. He sits in front of Ryan Nuss. Spinal, who was on the outside of that, has since fallen back to 5th position right now. Shadowski and Nuss both passing on the inside, and for a moment, the 8 drivers that sit on the lead lap are all single file. Not the news Ryan Gavel wanted to hear, Sean. We were talking about how Gavel was 8th in practice, Henry was 1st, albeit that's not much more than just a 1/10 of a second on a hot lap. But the 75, you can tell he's applying the pressure. Ronald Henry, no stranger to fighting for race wins here, and he's trying to do it again. Looks like Gavel wants to protect the inside.
Neff just made his way around Holcomb. It's football season, kids, and Holcomb's rocking that Indianapolis Colts paint scheme tonight. Lowell Jewell just gets around him. Stinziano coming. Holcomb stuck on the outside right now, trying to hang on. Neff starting to make his way back up through the field, though. Here he comes. He's got a little bit of traffic in front of him there, but I'll tell you what, man. Neff is on the charge right now, and he's right now, 3 seconds off the lead, so he is certainly not out of this race.
And speaking of the lead, change for the lead. 2 laps to go. It is going to be the 75 of Ronald Henry on the inside. You can tell he has a fast race car, Sean, because Gavel trying to get speed off the corner. He was chasing that 03 all the way up to the fence. The 75 was able to get an equal amount of a run as you look off of the back bumper, and back at that 2nd place now, Ryan Gavel. He was able to turn that car and keep it in the middle, and that allowed him to get the inside positioning. To the race lead he goes, and now already, as you can see, starting to pull a gap. Closing in on 30 laps to go. This leaves now Gavel at the, the weakness to Matt Shadowski and Ryan Nuss. Those 2 drivers, I'm sure, are going to try to get around to him for 2nd, because now they're kind of stuck there for a moment. Henry pulling away. They were on pace with that 75 just before, so a good fight for 2nd position right now across the start-finish line as well, though good fight a little bit further back in the pack around P6. Hello, the 14 to the inside on the 76 car. Spinal goes high to get out of the way.
Yeah, Vern Bradley really digging back there, man. And I'll tell you what, just in front of them, Donnie Moore right now, he may be 4 laps down, but he's digging, baby. I mean, really digging and looking good. He was just fighting with those guys and able to just pull away from them now. But Vern Bradley having a decent run, 13 laps down. That car is definitely in the right direction now and cutting some pretty good laps here.
And as you said, could very well see a long green flag run. So far, the longest of the night in the works. And everybody's starting to get spread out. You have that battle for 6th, 7th, and 8th position. It's Brad Spidel, Brian Neff, and Lowell Jewell. All 4 seconds off at the top spot, but really going at it. And it's Neff on the inside of the racetrack trying to get something to work. Inside works into the corner, but doesn't necessarily work off the corner. And Neff continues to try to get something. He'll pull up alongside the door, but car sideways on the inside, in front of them, trouble, the 14 into the outside wall. Bad spot for problems for Vern Bradley. He almost went head on to the exit, Sean, that they have to the pits here at a quarter number 4. Somehow, though, avoids a major catastrophe. Look at the replay.
Yeah, and we stay green. I mean, really fortunate for the rest of this field right now. Although Ronald Henry probably has the biggest smile after that one as we watch the replay, Evan.
Brian Neff sits P6, Donnie Moore sits P12. That is good news if you're a Brian Neff fan, in this hunt for the championship could almost mathematically lock it up tonight, depending on how this one all shakes out, though. Ronald Henry, fastest man in town, Sean, he's showing it right now. Once he got past Gavel, goodbye 2 seconds in front of anybody else with that clean racetrack. We say green, he'll have to work around some lap traffic at some point, but he has plenty of gap to work with, as Shadowski's been able to get around Ryan Gavel, and now Ryan Nuss to the inside on the 03 machine, side by side for 3rd, and he's as well trying to get around the guy that started on pole.
I'll tell you what, Ronald Henry right now looking like the rock star, the front man tonight. Got her all hooked up, sitting up there up top now, looking for his first win of the season. He'd sure love to get it with one to go. I know he loves New Smyrna, so Ronald Henry right now looking sharp. Man, Kevin, here we are, 20 laps to go. Can you believe it already?
Very quickly, we go from a restart with 50 to go down to the final 20. These guys logging lap times at 13.5 seconds or so. Not that hard to get around here. 75 laps in this Edge Auto Concept 75. And one thing that I'm noticing with all these loose cars, Sean, and it's something that's not surprising to me, is because of this new build, these guys started the evening at the beginning of the 30-minute warm-up session with a low-usage racetrack, which means there's 30% rubber on that track. There's not a whole lot of cars out there. There's not a whole lot of laps, but there is rubber down, and you can see on board with Ryan Nuss, when you look off into the corner, you can see the racetrack darker exactly in the lines that these guys have been running all night long. We have seen everywhere on the sim and every single different kind of vehicle since this new build has been implemented that when that rubber starts to get laid down, the track temperatures go up, things like to get slick, and that's something that a lot of guys have been struggling with tonight. That combined with as well the low banking here.
Yeah, you got to adjust your driving style a little bit, man. You got to practice that throttle management, know when to get back on it. You got to back off those turns just a little bit. Can't get in quite as hot as you were doing when this thing started. This progressive tracks that we're running right now, really nice add here to the iRacing service, and right now Ronald Henry just loving every second of it.
Henry continues to pull away, does not want to see a caution, although albeit if you're in the race lead has been the place to be on a restart so far tonight on the inside. Doesn't really have to want to worry about that, at least at this extent. He continues to try to pull away, not in a position to win this race so far this season. Looking for his first win, though, in season number 3 here tonight, Sean. Many a podium, many times, has an average finish inside the top 5, and although he's well behind, almost 47 points out of the championship, a good way to close off a season, and as well with no real big off season here in the Bootleg Racing League, a good way to start off next season is momentum before this one wraps up.
Yeah, definitely. Tell you who's on the move right now. Tron Nuss is on the move. Matt Shinowski better watch out, man. He's certainly got a shot at a second place finish. That would really help his effort here against Brian Neff. That second place finish is going to be great points tonight. 13 of them. Neff looking at maybe a 6th place finish right now. Might be able to get to 5th, but I'll tell you what, man. Ryan Nuss is coming. Shinowski, watch out, baby. The chrome horn is at your door.
And if Nuss finishes where he runs right now, he should be able to pass Donnie Moore in the points, or I don't think he'll make much time up on Brian Neff. He is 3 spots in front of him, so the gap would definitely close, but it's about 11 points right now. Maybe not be locked up, but it would definitely need something crazy to happen in 1 week's time to close out the season. But crazy is what we have seen all season long, and it can definitely happen at New Smyrna if it's going to happen somewhere. We're almost at 5 laps to go. The fight for second, a little bit to the positive for the 35 of Matt Shinowski, and it's actually, how about Mike Holloway right now, Sean? Hasn't shown an outrageous amount of speed all night, was 10th on the practice charts and had to start 9th. He's up to 4th, and he wants the podium spot. He's all over the back of the 13 car.
Well, Holloway got caught up in that early incident there, had trouble early. Had to take that fast repair, man. Managed to scratch and claw his ways back up to 4th place. Challenging Ryan Nuss right now. Nuss not looking like he's going to be able to get back to Shinowski. He was catching him, but tires probably just starting to go away. Holloway having a great run, though. Hey, watch out, though. He does have Donnie Moore at his bumper right now. He's got to be careful here with just a couple of laps to go, Evan.
Ronald Henry, your race leader, coming down to 2 laps to go this next time by, and he has a straightaway clear of any lap traffic. He may get to the back of Vern Bradley. Shouldn't be a factor, though. The fight for 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and company continues to rage on. You got Holloway. He has the 26 all over the back of him. That's a lap car, no issue there. The 03 Gavel, though, has Brian Neff all over him. Neff really wants that 1 extra spot.
Gavel having to feel just a little disappointed right now after having those great restarts. Last lap, Evan, Ronald Henry looking to take it away.
And Henry gets the job done. The checkered flag will fly, and the win in the Edge Auto Concept 75 for the first time in 2015 Season 3. It is the number 75 who goes to the virtual victory lane. Matt Shadowski, Sean, he was able to hold off Ryan Nuss for a second. Holloway settles for fourth, and Gavel defends P5 over Brian Neff, who has to take home a P6. If it was a sixth earlier, it would not have been what your championship leader wanted. But in the end, although he may not come out positive in total, he will have a nice gap going into the season finale in just 1 week. And a very disappointing night for Donnie Moore. Sean got back out there. Unfortunately for him, though, when he did, that string of cautions that we saw early was nowhere to be seen. He'll have to settle for an 11th place finish, and that one is going to sting, especially when he came in here tonight hoping to make up significant ground to have a shot at it.
You said it, Evan. Sting is right, man. That hey, listen, gotta have a little bit of luck. Sometimes gotta have a lot of it, and with just 2 races to go, there's so much on the line tonight. Everything's so important here. That's just the way it goes sometimes. Saturday nights are never predictable. Anything can and will happen, and that's probably going to be the case at New Smyrna when we get there next week, Evan.
Couple of big incidents early. No fireworks on track. The fireworks going to be in the point standings after tonight. Big championship implications with just 1 race to go. 10 down and 1 weekend to go in the 2015 Season 3 Championship with Bootleg Racing League Outlaw Modified Series. Ronald Henry, your winner, first time this season. He takes the Edge Auto Concept 75 from Lanier National Speedway, and we'll talk with him and hopefully catch a word with the rest of your podium. The post-race show on the Global Sim Racing channel coming right up. Stay tuned. We're back live at the virtual Lanier National Speedway on the Global Sim Racing channel. Evan Pasoko along with Sean Ambrose and Joe Peak. Post-race from race number 10 of 11 in the 2015 Season 3 Championship with the Bootleg Racing League Outlaw Modified Series has come to a close. The Edge Auto Concept 75 at Lanier goes to Ronald Henry. Do want to give a big thank you to Edge Auto Concepts, title sponsor on tonight's event, specializing in automotive identity design. Making an immediate and lasting impression matters, so we'll create a consistent and clear visual identity that aligns perfectly with your brand. Your identity design, it can be delivered via a number of mediums, including signage, livery, apparel, brochures, stickers, websites, video, and social media. For more information, you can go to edgeautoconcepts.com. And it was Ronald Henry. First win on the year. He'll take home the trophy that said Edge Auto Concept 75 on top of it. You take a look at the full race results presented by GSRC. Matt Shadowski comes home bridesmaid tonight out of Pennsylvania, and Ryan Nuss comes home third on the podium after entering tonight, Sean, third in the points. He may just bump up to second going into the final race on the year. Following him was the number 4 of Mike Holloway and Ryan Gavel as well. Rounded out your top 5.
And there he is. Brian Neff sits there 6th place tonight. Lowell Jewell, he'll come home 7th. Brad Spottle 8th. First car lap down. John Holcomb lap down. A little rough night for him, but he manages there. He comes home in 9th, and in 10th place, Vern Bradley 3 laps down.
And everybody from here on through had some substantial issues tonight, most notably at the top of your screen. The 26 of Donnie Moore needed a lot to get back into this championship fight. He was 7 points behind championship leader Brian Neff, coming home 5 points behind. Not going to help at all as the 26 settles for 11th. 4 laps down. Still running though. Lucas Denziano, Tim Knott, Matt Hoos round out your field. Those 3 drivers would finish this one behind the wall and out of this race early. Sean mentioned just the top 7 drivers finished on the lead lap in this one. M caught up down with the driver of the number 13 machine. It is a P3 finish for the driver of the 13. We've caught up with Ryan Nuss. Ryan, first off, congratulations. A strong finish for you guys. And tonight going to be able to help you guys build on your average finish on the year, which was 6 coming into tonight, 3rd highest amongst the drivers in the league. Pretty interesting race, though. You start from way back in 11th. We know you had a fast car with the top 5 in practice. You're able to navigate, though, some of that early race chaos and as well be able to kind of coast through that long green flag stretch all the way to the end for the podium. What was that one like from behind the wheel?
Oh, finally to be back in the booth. It was crazy. I thought my car was done when I got into lull in the back, but it held up, so I'm happy with that.
I'll tell you what, I'm happy to be back in the booth as well. A water buffalo apparently tried to slow me down today, but you get the job done nonetheless. And big things going on in the points as well tonight because you entered 3rd in the points. And a big highlight really was that Donnie Moore and Brian Neff up top, 7 points separate them. Well, Donnie had a rough go at 11th, and Brian does have to settle for 6. So although you're not going to gain a whole lot on them, you will surpass and jump to 2nd in the points going into that final race and do have a mathematical shot at it.
That is a plus, yeah.
So you look forward to that final race. 10 down, 1 to go, and obviously the end of this season, not a whole lot of off weeks going at it back to back to back here all the way through the end since early on in August as well. But you're looking forward. It's going to be New Smyrna for the final race. New Smyrna, very rich and famous synonymous short track in the United States. It's still relatively new to the sim, and as well something that you guys were working with tonight, and something that I'm sure a lot of people have been playing with the last couple of days and a week even, is that these new dynamic tracks. What do you expect going into the season finale event, and do you think that because you have a mathematical shot, you can take that 13 machine, bring it out there, win that race, and then give yourself the best possible chance you got?
Well, yeah, I'm definitely going to go out there and enjoy myself. I think that's what we've been doing this whole year, and I might have to just take out Neff so I can totally finish first and win, but I wouldn't do that. That's just not me.
I'll tell you what, a lot of carnage earlier this evening, and for the most part, you're able to steer clear of all of that. You come home on the podium tonight at Lanier. As always, sponsors and shout-outs, all of those good people. Ryan, while we got you, who do you want to thank for the podium finish?
Oh, I'd like to thank my family, my girlfriend, and our 2 kids. They enjoy watching this every week, so I'm going to keep doing it as long as they let me.
All right, well, thanks for sticking around to chat with us. Congratulations, good finish. I know you still want to be able to get that first win on this Season 3 championship in 2015. If you're going to get the job done, I would highly suggest next week. No better time to do it. Best of luck. Hopefully we talk to you again post-race next week, and hopefully it's under some good circumstances. We'll see you then.
Thank you.
And Sean, that's our third place finisher tonight. No longer, though, third in the points. He sits second into New Smyrna in the championship standings. Ryan Nuss comes home in third spot tonight. Going to pass things now down to you, Sean. You've caught up with the driver that comes home in second tonight. You're with Matt Shadowski.
I am. I'm with Matt Shinowski in the Rolling Rock SK Modified. Matt, what a run tonight, man. Lots of action out there. How you feeling right now with that second place finish?
Oh man, it's been a while since I've finished in the top 3, so I'm thrilled. I'm ecstatic.
That was quite a run. A lot of action out there tonight. Pretty tricky. New progressive track going in there. How'd it feel?
It felt really good. I was lucky enough to start in third, and I ran in the top 3 the whole time. About halfway through the race, I made the right rear tire mad, so I was fighting a loose condition the whole second half of the race, but I was able to hang on to it.
Yeah, making that right rear mad is not a good thing. And, yeah, we saw you there getting that tail out on that machine a few times. But, man, second place, you got to be happy with that going into New Smyrna. What do you expect there next week? I mean, we know what New Smyrna brings, fast track and lots of close racing. What do you think about your chances there?
Oh, I like my chances there. I like New Smyrna. It's a great track, and maybe with all these guys fighting for the championship, I don't have any chance to win the championship, so maybe I'll just take the victory.
Just kind of sneak in there and grab one?
Absolutely.
Yeah, man. I hear you. You looking forward to next season? Season 4 is on tap, man. It'll come up really quick. You going to be back with us?
Oh, absolutely. This league's a blast. I'll be back, and hopefully I'll be in the hunt for the championship.
Man, we sure hope so. Nothing better than Saturday night short track racing under the lights. Who makes it go for the number 35 Rolling Rock machine, Matt?
Well, I just want to thank Matt and Lowell for putting on a great league, and Edge Auto Concepts for sponsoring tonight's race, and you guys for your awesome broadcasts. And yeah, just really looking forward to the end of the season and the beginning of the new one.
All right, Matt, you going to be running the trucks too?
Oh, yeah.
Man, we're looking forward to the addition of the trucks. Can't wait to see some of those races. Hey, we'll see you next week in New Smyrna. Thanks for coming up and talking with us real quick. Travel safe, my friend. We'll see you next week.
Thank you, Sean.
All right, Evan. I think maybe it's time to talk to Ronald Henry. I think he's got something to talk about.
Well, a lot of the guys that we have talked to so far tonight, Sean, post-race, they said they're happy to be back on the podium. Well, Ronald Henry's done that a couple of times so far in this Season 3 championship. Over now, he does it from the top step. Your winner tonight at Lanier National Speedway, driving the number 75, is Ronald Henry. He wins the Edge Auto Concept 75. We've caught up with him on the radio. Ronald, first off, big congratulations to you. It was pretty convincing by just about 6 seconds. At here, that's almost a third of a lap. What was it like from behind the wheel, starting back a little bit in traffic?
Oof. Well, first of all, I'm really happy to be back after a few weeks missing the Saturday night's racing. I enjoyed doing this. Love the guys. Thanks to Edge Auto Concept for sponsoring the race day. Thank you, Matt and Lowell, for putting this up, and you guys as well for great interviews and a great broadcast. Yeah, starting from fifth. I knew I had a shot, but I knew I had to be patient. Once I got behind Ryan, I had to put pressure for about a good 6-7 laps before I pushed him to a little mistake and took advantage of it. And man, with these dynamics, if you save your tires, if you know how to save your tires, you'll be fast right up to the end. And my lap times stayed in the 13.4s, and yeah, 6-second win is I didn't expect that though. I was really surprised.
I was just going to ask you about those dynamic tracks. We saw at the start of this that Ryan Gavel led a little bit of this one, and you were behind him, but he was chasing that car all the way to the fence off the corner, getting some speed. You were able to give it a little bit more wheel, keep it in the middle, and then be able to get to the inside on him. You made the pass, and at that point, you never looked back. You're no stranger to short tracks on the sim. At that, no stranger to these SK modifieds. With those dynamic tracks, you guys started with a 30% rubber into tonight's race, and I've noticed that with these new dynamic tracks, a lot of guys have been struggling with keeping the back end of the race car underneath you, but as you said there, pacing yourself really seemed to be the key tonight, and it looked like you knew what you were doing out there.
I really love those long green runs. That's where I excel. I know how to manage my stuff, and it really helps me right up to the end. And I just want to say that Ryan was driving pretty good, and it was like no contact for the pass, and great clean driver and young driver, and we can surely we'll see a lot of them in the near future.
Well, it was an excited one, and obviously a long one coming for you here, because we've talked to you a couple of times, not only in 2015, but as well throughout Season 3. Back at it, and you put it in victory lane. There's just one race to go in Season 3, and then Season 4 gets kicked off almost right away to close out the 2015 racing calendar. How often are we going to see that 75 car out there?
You're surely going to see it next week for the last one. Unfortunately, I know I'll have to miss the first one of the next season. I have a wedding to attend to, so I'll definitely be. I won't be here for the first race next season. I was really happy for my win tonight. I wanted to show Neff that he wasn't that at all, and I'm sure I have to go through tech. I'm not too worried. Donnie Moore will probably put a protest, but I'm sure I'll pass.
Well, 10-4. Hey, one race left to go this year. You'll start with one short in Season 4, but that just makes things a little bit more fun for you, right, Ronald? I know you thanked a lot of people, but I'll give you one more chance. Sponsors, shout-outs, anybody else you want to thank for this hard-earned win?
Yeah, Lone Star Texas Grill Restaurants, based out of head office in Ottawa, Canada. Thanks. Thank you for all your support. And love racing with all these guys, and see you next week.
All right, Ronald, thanks for sticking around and chatting. We'll see you next week. Hopefully you are able to maybe play spoiler once again as we're all talking about the championship. We'll see you then.
Yeah, I'll try my best for sure. Thanks, guys. Have a nice one.
Again, it is your race winner tonight, Sean. May not be a first-time win overall, but for Season 3, good to see another name come on the pile, and we talk about how Donnie Moore, bad finish, Brian Neff's going to gain points on him, Nuss gains points on Moore, but you got to love when somebody comes in and takes away from the talking points and plays spoiler. That's exactly what Ronnie Henry did today.
Hey, man, I love Ronald Henry every time he comes in here playing from the other side there, north of the border, and you know what? He's fast every time he comes in here. So good to see him get a win finally in this season. He sneaks it in right there at the right time. Got a great shot next week when we head on down to New Smyrna Beach, Florida. What a great race tonight. Puts on a great show here for everybody. And hats off to you, Ron. Great job, man. And boy, the championship is on the line next week. Question is, can Neff do enough to just walk away with this thing? He'll be looking to win it for sure, but we'll see, man. There'll be lots of exciting racing next week under the lights next Saturday night, Evan.
And I always like to see a fellow Canuck of mine upshow the local boys in the States, and it's Ronald Henry who gets the job done tonight at the Lanier National Speedway. You like Lanier? Well, you're going to love New Smyrna, as Sean mentioned. That's the place to be just in 1 week's time. Before we get to the season finale, do have to put a bow, though, on race number 10 and move on to the championship deciding race next Saturday night on the Global Sim Racing channel. Until then, though, do want to thank all of the people that make things possible on our end of things, including those involved in the streaming equipment. You see them up on the screen now, including iRacing.com, Motorsport Simulations, XSplit, the Audio Technica Corporation, and also Avery Media USA. A big thanks goes to Dougie Beard for providing us with the camera sets tonight, and also to Eric Ekholm and Casey Lalonde for providing us with music you hear during a bunch of the broadcast. Their information is up on the screen. Please make sure to go and check them out. You can stay up to date with everything GSRC for short track Saturday nights, IndyCar, and much more. Check us out online at www.globalsimracingchannel.com. We're also on social media. You can tweet us at GSR Channel or through Facebook at facebook.com/Global Sim Racing Channel. New series coming to the Bootleg Racing League in Season 4. The trucks going to be coming up, and once the season comes to a close, that means that Season 4 starts and the trucks get going underway. So if you want more information on the Whiskey Run Truck Series or the Bootleg Racing League Outlaw Modifieds, the Crook Still Late models, and more, you can go to their website. That's www.bootlegracingleague.com. They're also on Facebook at facebook.com/Bootleg Racing League. Couple of exciting things coming up this week on GSRC. You'll see some of those highlighted events on the screen now, Shauna, but the one that we have highlighted is New Smyrna Speedway in just 7 days. We'll call it 6 days and 23 hours or so.
Yes, we will. And before I go on here, let me just say to everyone, absolutely no water buffalo were hurt during the production of this broadcast, okay? So next week, next Saturday night, under the lights, September 26th, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, Central Standard Time, 8 o'clock if you're here in Texas with me, the Bootleg Racing League Outlaw Modified Series, Round 11, baby. New Smyrna Beach, Florida. The Sim HQ Motorsports 75. Yes, make no mistake, 75 laps around New Smyrna next week. Man, it's going to be a hot one. Still a little warm over there in Florida this time of year. And, man, we're going to crank it up and go for the championship here. And, our championship leader is going to look to take home that trophy. Neff looking for that big trophy next week in New Smyrna. We'll see you then, Evan.
That's exactly the place to be. Until next time, on behalf of the Global Sim Racing Channel and our broadcast team tonight, for myself, Evan Posoko, and as well for Sean Ambrose and our director, Joe Peak, thank you so much for tuning in. Congratulations to Ronald Henry, first-time winner in Season 3. He wins the Edge Auto Concepts 75 at Lanier for race 10 of 11 and just one race to go. Good night from Lanier. We will see you in 1 week's time from Samsula, Florida, the season finale at New Smyrna Speedway. Good night.